Welcome your faces back to a new video. So what's happening here is, you've probably guessed it from the title, we have a customer coming in. He wants a stage 1 remap on his Corsa. He also wants a camo wrap. Now since we've started doing all this sort of stuff, Corsa content, should I say, and Vauxhall content has gone mad. As you can probably see, we've got VXR here. Let's just get you into focus. VXR here, Astra there. If we go outside, there's also VXR here. There's also one right there as well. So content on Corsas and obviously forging has gone nuts. All those cars there are here for a forge, which is absolutely great. Since we've been offering the finance and stuff like that, which I think we're the only company that do offer the finance for those. So that's absolutely awesome. If you guys do want that, drop us a message on the page. We can go through it. It's so easy, 0% interest and all that sort of stuff. But the Corsa that's coming up now, it's a 1.2. Yes, you will benefit from a map on a 1.2 still. You'll still get better drivability and stuff like that. He does want the camo wrap. So the base colour of the car is red. He is going for a black and white camo, which we're going to custom cut for everything to make it look how he wants. Curtis has just took some photos of another car, which is going to go over now. He's just blocked the reg out. He's going to put the design on it. Yes, it's a blue car, but it's the same principle. I know it's a VXR as well, but again, the body shape's all the same. So we're going to go through, do a custom design on this. We're going to take you through the whole process of what we do and how we cut it all out and everything, so we can put that into action from there on an image to the car itself. So Curtis here is just messing about with everything and anything with the looks of it. So using this method, obviously we took a side shot of the car, which we can mirror on the other side. Again, he's took photos from the front as well, if you want to just show them. Yeah. Well, back, front, so we can do all that. The guy, I'm pretty sure he's got a black bonnet, so you don't want no camo on there. So we can work around that. I think we may leave the front of the car till last, because the bumper's different, and we can do the boot and everything though, and make it also it goes onto the bumper. So I think we're going to do them, go through the design and see what's happening. You can see Curtis there just adding a few little bits and bobs. Literally you can add whatever you want, you can adjust whatever you want, and go through it that way. So we're going to jump straight ahead, show some little cinematics of Curtis just going through some bits. So enjoy, make sure you're smashing that like button, make sure you subscribe, and let's jump onto this. Right, so you just saw there, Curtis is just finishing the final touches around the VXR badge, but he's changed the car to red. So this is going to help quite a bit when we are actually doing the design itself, because putting, for example, a black and white camo on a blue might not necessarily look as good as what it would on the red. So you kind of do need the base. Again, we didn't need the car here for this, so we could just use the actual cars that we've got outside instead and just make it work for ourselves. So what Curtis is doing now is he's going to export the image into Illustrator. This will obviously allow us to start doing the camo design, won't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Photoshop's really good for editing photos, but obviously Illustrator is better for vector design, so it's better to get the photo raw, put it into Photoshop, edit it, make it look like what you want to, then put it into Illustrator to put any shapes you want on it. It's just that bit easier. For me anyway, for you it might be different. I did use Photoshop for graphic design for a long time.
See, and what's good for us as well is the fact that we've got the sticker printer and everything here, so we can print out the graphics all in one. So everything we do on here, we can pretty much transfer it across, can't we? Yeah. Set out the proportions that we need, for example, on the side of the car. Times the original amount that it is on the car already by the set amount, for example. So we'll go over it later, but you can get everything all in proportion to the design on here as to on here. You kind of do that as like as you're going through. It's quite easy to do really once you get the hang of it. But what we're going to do is Curtis is going to go to the side of the car and is now going to start adding some shapes on for the camo. So we're probably going to time lapse this again, just so you can see the process like in real time. I mean, it is going to be sped up, but it's going to take a little bit of time in it. So
just a bit, yeah.
We're going to go through this right now, so enjoy, guys. So you just saw there a little quick cinematic of Curtis changing the colour and doing a quick design on the camera wrap. Obviously, with that being switched, we can now obviously send that to the customer and he's happy with it. He's already said that that's great. We've now got the Corsa here ready to go. Yes, there is a bit of masking tape on it. What we're going to do is we're just going to put the masking tape on the car, size out a few of the pieces, and just make sure that it all sits well, because again, we did design it on the VXR, which is here. This hasn't got a side skirt, so we're going to have to scrap the piece on the side skirt. So we're going to go ahead and just start putting some bits on this, and then we're going to customly print all the pieces out. So it's going for the black and white. So here, your face, here, that's basically what it's going to look like on the back. Can you go to us back on the side? Can you go to the back, please? So roughly, obviously, I know the shapes are on there and they're not bended in, but it will look like that similar on the back. Again, we've left the bottom of the bumper, this section here, because they are different, because again, it isn't the VXR bumper. So we're going to go ahead, have some fun. Jack's down there, stripping that for a forward. It's just Corsas.
Just Corsas.
Corsas everywhere.
And the Audi.
And an Audi. So this guy's got some kind of eyelids on the car. They're not the greatest. They're not stuck down very well. Same here, look, you can see I did miss off a few bits. We go to this back bit as well. He's got like some rear eyelids. So yeah, we're going to redo these for nothing. He has no idea, so we're just going to strip those off pretty much like that. That's a job for Jack to clean. So we're going to do that on all them and just replace them without him knowing. It's just going to be a nice little surprise. We're going to cut them all out properly and shape them up the best we can. So let's crack on, man. Are you having fun, Jack?
Yeah.
Are you sick of seeing VXRs yet?
No.
We've got so many come in, haven't we? For Forge. Yeah. So many. It's great. So we haven't just gone mad, like sticking masking tape on. We kind of have, but that replicates that. We just wanted to put it on a masking tape to make sure that the whole car looks in proportion, and it covers all the gaps. I mean, once the main colours are on anyway, we can adjust that and add little bits as and when needed. That's the beauty of having the printer itself, so you can print it to any design you want. Now the customer wants the same on the other side, however, so where we've got, zoom in here, where we've got this black piece, it's going to be white. Where this white piece is, that's going to be black. The colours are just going to be switched. so that should be fun. He's not having his roof done or his bonnet because they're going to get wrapped black at a later stage, so that's why he's not really fussed on having that just yet. So we're going to go ahead, start printing these.
Yeah.
I'm going to explain how this is obviously going to work and how we're going to get in proportion to the design on the computer. This is why I've done it on a Corsa on the car, so you can see roughly. It may be a little bit different to this because obviously we've just eyed the angles and everything in. This angle is more this way, but again, that's Curtis for you. So no, it's just more difficult with the tape. So what we're going to do now then is jump ahead, show you exactly how we're going to get the sizes in proportion from this picture. And Curtis is going to have fun eating his cheese whiz.
No, these are well nice.
Yeah, I've only had 2.
Yeah.
No. Alright, so cheese. So see you guys in 2 seconds. So the next step here, Curtis has exported this into SignCut, which is what we use. It's a program that's used to cut everything out, the shapes. So I've just measured it on the car. So for example, what we do here, you'd measure the x-axis. So we've measured this 30 inches, which is what we roughly want it to be. Again, the shapes will be a little bit different. It may come down a little bit more, but this is how we get all the shapes in proportion to the actual design. So if we want the x-axis there to be 30 inches, we do that divided, so you've got 30 inches, so that's the length of the x, what we need. Divide that by the natural size of the x, so 3.0870 equals, so 9.718. So if you really want to keep this number to hand all the time, so 9.718. So for example, if we measure the x-axis on the next shape, for example, and that automatically sends it out into SignCut, and it puts the x-axis to say 2.7 at the top. We times that 2.7 by 9.718, so the x-axis is always the same. It will automatically calculate the y-axis for us. So that's how we're going to get it in proportion. Sounds technical, but it's not. It really isn't. So if we put the x-axis now at 30 on the SignCut, because that is what we want it to be. So there you can see just under 30, and it makes it 16.5 inches high. Curtis, can you just grab this camera please and follow me? So that's 16.5. So with the x-axis being 30, that's obviously roughly here where my little finger is, and then 16.5 will take us to approximately here. So obviously that is a lot larger than what we did, but the proportions will be different. So now we can just measure this up. If we feel like 30 is too big, we could adjust that and make that smaller. So we just keep going through the calculations to make sure everything is all good and in proportion. Ideally we want it to sit up here, but for example if we was to take this shape which connects to it, times it by that 9 point something, it will be in proportion with this. So ideally you want them to fit, but it's just making sure the size is right for this here. So obviously the way it's done on there, if we did it at 30 and then we transported this image in as well, it should make it all exactly the same. It should all line up, should all be equal, because it's the same design, exactly what was on the program. Right, so yes, this is, again, we're going to explain this slightly because we've changed it. So we figured out that the 30 inch along that top x-axis there was way too much. So we've gone for 25 inch on the top, haven't we? And then we've just exported this piece, which is there, just to make sure it all lines up. We've gone and times it all by 8.116. So that gives us a width on there of, just bear with, while we focus, 18.944. So 18.944 is approximately, excuse me, nearly falling off a chair, but it's nearly approximately the distance what we've got there, and it all should match up, which is going to be great. So we're going to go ahead, start printing, and then print a white, and just make sure it all lines up. So this is just going to be a test run, but we've got plenty of vinyl. We've got only 50 meters in there, so yeah.
I can't even pick it up.
Let's go.
Oh. Mate, that's heavy.
I know it is.
That must weigh like 10 kg. Easy 10 kg.
To say it's just vinyl, it's heavy as hell, isn't it?
It's quite heavy. Flexing on the boys.
Right, okay. So once that's been cut, obviously you need to do the weeding, which is just taking out the shapes, so from around the outside. So this should have cut exactly what we wanted. Ideally, if we was cutting stuff, we'd cut it all in one go, but we're basically doing a test. So once we've tested that all this stuff actually fits, we'll cut all the white and then we'll cut all the black all in one go pretty much. It will just stop the wastage, but that is the size of the shape that's on the screen. You can see it's transferred itself straight across. That is the shape that was on the car. We've took the masking tape off now, so we're going to print the black, lay the black on, lay this one on as well, and just make sure that everything all lines up. If everything all lines up where it should be, then we're good to go. Right, so a little bit of progress here. We've laid the black, we've laid the white. You can see it's exactly where we want it pretty much. This is going to be a really quick process in the sense of just laying them down. The longest bit is printing them. It's printing each individual piece. So like I said, on the other side is going to have the same, but this black piece here is going to be white, that bit's going to be black, so forth, all the way around the car. So we're going to do quite a few cinematics of us just finishing this one side. So just enjoy, sit back and enjoy a little coffee. If you do want this doing, down below, message us on the page. We offer finance on this as well, 0% interest, so jump on it. So we've kind of gone on this side of the car. We've broken up the design, the original design. If you remember, we had a few larger shapes back here, which it didn't really work for us, did it?
No, not really. We thought it would work with the bigger pieces, to be fair, but then we went back to the drawing board, to say, and designed it this way now, and we think it looks a bit better and it breaks it up just that bit more.
It's just so much more cleaner, I think, and obviously we've added some extra bits, obviously the little pieces and stuff like that. It looks 10 times better now. So what's going to happen, obviously we may add a few little bits as we're going along, but I think we're pretty much nearly there.
I think the wing mirrors.
Yeah, we're going to do some on the wing mirrors. We did have some sticks on there before, but we took them off.
Did you take them off on the other side?
No, not yet.
Going to show.
Yeah, so if we go around this side, obviously we've got this side still to do, which we're going to do this off camera, but show you after. These are the stickers he's got on here. They just don't flow with anything, so we're going to make it flow properly. He's not having the roof done or the bonnet, just want to clear that up as well, because he is having them wrapped gloss black at a later stage, so it's going to be like this for now. However, doing this, obviously we've realised that it is better to do the smaller shapes. This side is pretty much now done then, apart from the few little things we need to tweak. We've got the boot to do, the rear bumper and the front bumper, but they're not going to take much to really put on or design. So we're going to jump ahead, we're going to do the other side of the car because that's the main bit, and then we're going to get back to you when we're doing the boot. So again, you've seen us do the design at the beginning, so that's going to be fun. We're going to put that into practice and see you guys very shortly. Right, so obviously we've done both sides of the car now, so that is something a little bit different. They both kind of match, just the colours switched over. We've added some other bits. The front bumper is done, as you probably saw in that quick cinematic. The front bumper we didn't really do a design for, we literally got the squeegee and freehanded it. So what we've done on the back as well is we're pretty much freehanding it as well. We put majority of the white on, if Curtis wants to just pan to it now. You can just see this here, we're putting some white pieces on, and then we're going to go ahead ahead and add some more black pieces. That's what you can hear in the background cutting now. So there's no time like the present. We're not doing the spoiler, we're not doing the roof, we're not doing the bonnet, because they're getting wrapped at gloss black at another stage. So this is completely changing the look of this car. Obviously it's something that we're enjoying doing as well. So if you guys do want it, drop us a message. Anything's possible. We can do custom designs, we can do digital camo, do urban camo, we can pretty much do anything. So yeah, we can do company livery as well, so if you've got a company, all that sort of stuff. So we're going to jump straight back onto this. The design sides for both sides are really important, because obviously you want them to mirror, but with the colours just being opposite. That was a customer's request, so that's why we've done that. Again, usually we'd probably do it a bit different, wouldn't we? We'd probably do two different sides completely and freehand the whole thing, because then you can kind of see where places are. So this is why we're doing the back and the front. The back looks really good. We're going to add some more black and freehand some bits, print those custom little bits out, and just keep adding to the front and back as where we see fit. So we're going to crack back onto this. Curtis is going to do some more cinematics, so hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Smash that like button and enjoy. So that's the car now done. Obviously, it's a different design. A lot of people want different things, so we try to cater the best to what people want. So what we're going to do now is, you can see it's all behind us. You saw from the cinematic that we finished. Obviously the roof, I'd like to mention again, and the bonnet is not getting wrapped. They are, they are getting wrapped, but they're getting wrapped in a gloss black at some other later stage. So that's why we've not put any camo on that. What we're going to do now is we're going to quickly go to the train station, pick him up, then we're going to record his reaction when he comes in. He's not seen this yet, so you guys will be the first to see. So, see you very shortly.
Oh my goodness.
What do you think?
Nice, and he's got a free couch out of it.
Do you like the pattern? You don't know what to say.
Oh shit.
Like it, yeah?
It's nice, better than the one I sent you.
Yeah. We redid your iris.
Yeah, it's a couple.
Yeah, we redid the back ones as well. So we thought we'd freshen them up a little bit. So happy?
Yeah, shit.
You're welcome. So if you like that, make sure you're commenting down below. Like,
I recommend
subscribe.
it anyway.
Hey?
I recommend them.
Thank you. Comment, like, subscribe, and see you guys in the next one.